thank you so much for staying through this video with us.
Yeah.
Just for you, we have a bonus reason. Are you ready?
Hello everyone! My name is Avim and today I'm here to share with you 3 reasons why you should give it a thought to sell your HDB on the 5th year. But nothing is right or wrong because so far when I gather lots of feedback around, some people say they should sell the HDB on the 5th year mark, which is the MOP, and some people would rather hold on to HDB and stay there for life. So probably today we will get a little bit of information what are useful to us, and the best person that we can talk to will be Jason. Junping.
Hi, I'm Junping. Today we're going to shed some light about why people want to sell their MOP flats when 5 years is up. So if you're also curious, let's find out together. Let's go.
Cool. Hey Junping, you know that life is really full of opportunity, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And now that when we own a property, say HDB, right? And we are talking about topic whether we should sell it on the 5th year or the MOP. Do you think that there is something called like the opportunity cost?
Actually, so to speak, if you have done a study for our property prices, right? For the past 10 years, HDB prices have increased about 9%.
Oh really?
But while at the same time, condo prices has actually increased about 30%.
Wow.
So looking at that, if you hold on to your HDB flats, one thing that is very important that you take note is the opportunity cost. As the tenure of your HDB flat actually reduces, your selling price also naturally reduces. Another thing you got to take note is that a lot of our clients, when they tell us to sell at MOP, their main concern is they are afraid that their price value will actually drop. And if they don't let it go long enough, they may not be able to sell at a good price. And one more thing that is very important is this thing called accrued interest. Have you heard of this?
Accrued interest, yes. It's something that not a lot of people know about. Although now, slowly, people are more savvy and more educated in this term.
Correct. So, accrued interest basically is the interest that you owe to HDB for the money that you use to pay your mortgage. So, if you realize if you don't sell it fast enough, right, this accrued interest actually accumulates over time. And even though you may have sold your flat for a profit, okay, there's a chance that you actually make a negative sale.
Oh wow.
Yes, because of the accrued interest to be paid back to CPF.
Okay, so you said the accrued interest is a 2.6%. The HDB loan interest, is it?
No, accrued interest. The 2.6% is the interest of the HDB loan that you have.
Okay.
Accrued interest is the interest you pay yourself that you take out the money of your HDB account. Or your CPF account, sorry.
Oh, CPF account.
Correct.
Okay, so there are basically 2 interest rolling. One is the HDB interest.
Correct.
The other one is the CPF OA interest you are taking. So if you are just thinking you're only paying 1 interest, then probably Junping gave us a very good idea. It's 2 interests you are paying.
Correct. And also, some people have asked, so when should I sell after my MOP? Should I sell after 5 years immediately, or can I wait for a while?
Yeah, that's one question that most people always ask me.
Actually, one of the sweet spot that we notice is between the 1st to 3rd year after your MOP. Usually this is where you get to sell at a premium and often be able to potentially obtain a better selling price.
Okay. Yeah. You mean 1st to 3rd year? I thought we had to wait until the 5th year then we can sell?
No, I mean after MOP 5 years plus 1 to 3rd year, so maybe about the 6th to 8 year onwards.
Okay. So that is a term that we can command a good price for it.
That is usually what we see. It doesn't mean that after 10 years you don't, depending also on location and how well your estate is in demand. But a good rule of thumb is always between 1 to 3rd year after your MOP.
Oh, cool. And recently, right, I also heard a lot of people saying that now the government is really building a lot of BTOs.
Correct.
And we do have stats and figures to show that BTO flats are actually building and launching into the market at a relatively fast or high quantity. Is that true?
Actually, there are a lot of BTO projects that are coming up.
Yeah,
but if you do realize because of manpower shortage issue, the construction times is actually taking longer than usual. Usually, maybe you get to collect your keys maybe about 4 years. Now it's actually pushed to about 5 or even 6 years already. So this is where the demand of newly MOP flats are very, very high. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's true because BTO now, BTO is something that the government always want to create for Singaporeans and especially those first timers.
Correct.
So I think the interest is still primarily, to create this good public housing for the market, and this will be also one very strong competition for those people who are, comparing, if today you want to buy a Chanel bag, will you buy a brand new Chanel bag or will you buy a used Chanel bag?
I will buy a brand new.
You buy old Chanel bag, I think your wife will also sleep in the living room, right? So new thing, people are trying new things. So I think this new BTO flat is going to be something. It can be a good property, but it also can be a competition for those people that's holding on to a resale flat.
It's true because a lot of my clients actually decided to go for a resale or rather a freshly MOP flat simply because they cannot wait for the BTO.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the challenge now for BTOs is that the manpower issues is there, but MOP flats are MOPing every other month, and this is where the demand is always there and the supply is there, and they are very very highly sought after, if you realize.
It is. It's just recently you all read the news or watched the news. The BTO just right outside Kovan MRT. The ratio is extremely high, and there you can see Singaporeans are really all gear up for good BTO. So this is a competition for those resale buyers or people who are reaching their MOP 5 years.
That is very true. I have friends who don't even have a queue number.
Wow, yeah man. I remember one of my friend, her number is like 400 over queue.
Yeah.
So,
how many units are they launching the other time?
Wow, I don't have the actual figures. Maybe we can pluck out from graphics, but then we realize that it's really a high ratio. Like one unit probably is 20.
Yeah, I think it was 20 instead.
Is it? Yeah, I remember the ratio was relatively quite high.
Correct. So this is where a lot of people are either being so-called, I don't even have a queue number, I should look for what's the next alternative. Second thing, they don't even bother trying because they know that the competition is too huge. They rather go into the resale market where actually it is simpler to actually find a house, and also if it's just a newly MOP, actually it's almost practically new.
Yeah, that's true. So it comes back to the thing, right? Why should they sell their property on a previous MOP? Because relatively you can help this pool of people who are thinking of applying for BTOs. You save them the time, and now we are all aware, that the construction cost is also increasing. The time taken for the construction to be completed is also dragged slightly a bit longer. So all this timing add in plus another 5 years MOP. It might also create this kind of upending market for people to look for good properties. And if you have a property that is very well kept, well renovated, good location, I think you definitely stands a much better chance to appeal to such buyers.
That is true.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I think a lot of people do sell after 5 years of their MOP. It's also because of asset progression. 5 years ago, maybe when as a young married couple, probably this is what you can afford best at a point of time.
True.
But after 5 years, 8 years, our careers have taken off, we make more money, our family just got bigger. Maybe the 4-room flat isn't enough anymore.
True.
So this is why a lot of people will actually start to consider about upgrading to a bigger house. Not necessarily just private, or maybe I just need more space in the house.
Sure.
Yes.
As lifestyle changes, you have more family members. Singapore government is always encouraging us to have more and more babies. So you need to have more space, and a conducive space is very important.
Correct. And after 5 years, nicely, it is just a good opportunity for people to consider the upgrade, or even to wait, or maybe I want to buy another BTO even if they do get the queue number. So this is something that people want to get the best value of their place.
That's right.
Alright, so anyway, thank you so much for staying through this video with us. Just for you, we have a bonus reason. Are you ready?
Really? Okay, what is that?
Whoa! So what is this last reason that everybody need to know? Can you please share with all our viewers?
Okay, my control. Okay,
yes.
I'm going to share with you guys the bonus reason why you should consider selling MOP. HDB flat doing MOP. Okay, the main reason is because of the impact of your CPF contributions.
How does that affect us?
Okay, well, let me give you a very general overview. Okay, in Singapore, when you are working, and most Singaporeans are working,
Correct.
right? You have something called the CPF contribution,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
You need to allocate a portion of money to a CPF. You don't get to allocate, but the government already allocated for you, and then the other part will be from your employer.
Okay.
Right, so once you get this allocation, it goes into 3 different accounts in your CPF. There's ordinary account, MediSave,
Yes.
and your special account.
I see.
Alright, so they will divide it accordingly. So, I mean, most Singaporeans typically, right, they will take out a housing loan, correct? Either a HDB housing loan or a bank loan,
Correct.
and then they will use their CPF OA to pay off the monthly mortgage.
That's true. That's
Alright?
right. That's right.
So if you are age 35 and below, right, you will use that 23%, right, all the way to, as you grow older, your CPF that you're going to use, right, will decrease all the way to 1%.
You mean the ordinary account contribution will drop from 23 to 1% over the years?
Yes, you check that out in your CPF website, right?
Okay.
So the contribution will gradually decreases as you age older.
Okay.
So what does that mean to you?
What does that mean to me? Means my mortgage is still going on. Does it mean I have to use cash?
Yes, that's on point,
Oh
Jim
my,
Pei.
okay.
Right, so as your CPF contributions decreases, right, you have lesser money in your pool of CPF to pay for the mortgage. So what it means to you is you need to take out more cash, hard-earned cash, right, to pay off your monthly mortgage. So that is one reason you need to be very mindful about. Plus the 2 interests that we were talking about in the earlier video.
Yes, the acute interest and of course your bank loan or your housing loan interest, right?
Correct. So in summary, it's the HDB or your bank loan interest and your CPF OA interest that you are paying, right? So only when you really fully paid your property, right, then these 2 interests will stop. But don't forget, as long as you use your CPF interest, it will keep rolling.
Oh, like what we say, end up it might be a negative sale, is that right?
Yes, and in fact, most people are unaware of this potential negative sale.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you mean we should just all try to sell during February?
Well, I mean, it depends on each and individual. I mean, on their financial standing. So it's important to speak to an advisor, okay, a real estate advisor or broker that has interest at heart, right? And remember to really go through a financial standing, because there is no right or wrong whether you should sell your HDB on the 5th year or on the 10th year. But importantly, if you are in good financial standing, then definitely you need to seek a more wiser and a more profitable decision moving forward, because ultimately what we want is a better lifestyle.
That's true.
You know, and we want money to work harder for us.
That's true.
So that's one thing that probably you should spend some time to speak to an advisor today.
Okay, anyway, if you like our video today with not 3 but 4 reasons why people sell at MOP, please like our video and do share our video.
Yeah,
and
man.
also please check out our social media. If not, we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
See you.
Bye.